In the early hours of April 15, 1912, the RMS Titanic, a British passenger liner, met an untimely fate on her maiden voyage. The news made headlines and is, to date, one of the most talked about maritime disasters in history, though it is not the worst. The sinking of the German ship Wilhelm Gustloff in 1945 is the worst maritime tragedy, as it resulted in the death of over 9,000 people. That, however, is a story for another day. The wreck of the Titanic was found in 1985, 4,000 meters down in the North Atlantic Sea, by a joint French-American expedition that originally set out to locate two sunk American submarines. Since its discovery, researchers have studied the wreck, and they see that the Titanic is disappearing fast. In fact, it only has an estimated 20 to 30 years before it is completely gone. So, why is the wreck disappearing? Microbes. The bottom of the ocean is not a habitable place for most animals. Most would be crushed by the high pressure, while the high salt concentration would kill cells. However, this is no problem for the select microscopic and macroscopic life that lives at the bottom of the ocean. Mollusks, fungi, and bacteria already present on the boat, and new ones from the seabed, attack the easily digestible organic matter like wood. Myriad microbes form a layer over the wreck called a biofilm. In some cases, the biofilm slows down further corrosion by reducing direct contact between the surface of the wreck and the water. However, in the case of the Titanic, the bacteria corroding the ship have a special liking for the irons and sulfide in the ship's steel frame. They are slowly eating away the iron that forms the wreck, leading to the deterioration of the ship. You can see the corrosion in structures called rusticles. That's where the iron is oxidized and the rust has spread outward in crystal structures. Many of the iron-eating bacteria are in these rusticles. Researchers in 2010 even found a new iron-eating bacteria they called the Halomonas titanicae in the rusticle of the Titanic. These microbes are halophiles, which means that they prefer living in high salt concentration environments and derive their energy from iron. The microbe is motile due to the presence of a flagella. Iron-eating microbes pose a threat not just to the wreck of the Titanic, but to other metallic structures in the ocean, such as oil rigs or pillars. However, these microbes aren't always the bad guys. They could potentially be used to recycle metal from other wrecks and structures when required, if we manage to harness their metal-corroding properties. Microbes may be the primary reason the Titanic is disappearing, but tidal currents, waves, and abrasion from sediment mechanically destroy the wreck as well. A process called galvanic corrosion makes the iron rust quicker. Alloys such as brass and bronze make up parts of the Titanic, and these metals are better than the iron at retaining their electrons. Underwater, where the iron and brass are connected in salt water that act as an electrolyte, electrons flow from the iron to the more electron-loving brass, and so the iron corrodes quicker. The Titanic might soon be lost forever. However, it will continue to live on in the minds of countless people, even after the ruins are no longer there.